Hey everyone, welcome to Math Talk. I'm your host, Brian Heisler, and today I want to talk a little more about the GED website. In a previous video, I showed you some information you can find about the test from the GED website, www.ged.com. And today I'm going to go back to the website, but I'm going to talk about what you can expect on the test day. Now that you've gone through and looked at and prepared for the test, you're ready to take it, let's talk about what you can expect when you walk into the testing center. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the GED website. I'm actually going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to look at some of the FAQs, or the frequently asked questions, because there's a section, as you can see, on what to expect on test day. And so I'm going to go through some of these and give you an idea of what you can expect on the test day. So the first one says, how early should I arrive on test day? It's a good recommendation to arrive at least 15 minutes before your test time is actually scheduled. That way you can come in, you can sign any paperwork you need to, you can kind of prepare yourself, get ready, get checked in, and you have plenty of time. It does say though, if you are more than 15 minutes late for your scheduled testing time, you may not be able to test. And so you really want to make sure that you give yourself enough time to arrive at the testing center so you don't run into that situation. So remember, at least 15 minutes early. All right? What are you going to bring on the day of the test? You're required to bring a non-expired government-issued ID. So what does that mean? A non-expired government-issued ID is basically it's an ID that isn't expired, doesn't have an expiration date that's been met, and it's an ID like a driver's license or a passport or something like that that has your name, your address, your date of birth, your signature, and a photograph. So driver's license and passports are the most commonly used ones, but you have to make sure you have one of those or you're not going to be able to test. So please make sure you bring that. All right? Are you going to need to memorize math formulas? So that's definitely a big one as you get to the math test. There's a lot of different formulas that are found on the test or that could be found. And so a lot of times they ask, do I need to memorize all those? Fortunately, no, you don't have to memorize those. You are given a reference sheet, a formula sheet. And I recommend taking a look at that before you get to the test. I also recommend checking out my videos on YouTube. I've done a series on all of the formulas on that formula sheet by going through each one, giving you the examples, showing you how you apply it, and things like that. So I think it's really helpful to use that and to view those videos before you go check it out. Because the formula sheet is very good, it's very helpful, but I think it's only as good as your ability to use it. So definitely check out my videos and look at some of the examples. Now, when you get to the testing room itself, after you've come, you've checked in and all that, what are you going to be allowed to bring into the testing room when you go sit down? You're going to be given 3 erasable noteboards and a pen when you go to sit down for your test. Basically, there's nothing else you're going to be allowed to bring into the testing center. And what that means is when you go to take your test, you're going to be given something to take some notes or write any examples or things like that, do some of the scrap work. And then when you come out of the testing center, they're going to collect that back from you so that you don't bring any of it out. But it's basically, that's about it that you're going to be able to bring in. They're going to give you a place. In Palm Beach County, we actually have in our testing centers places for you to store your anything you bring into a locker, and you keep a key. That way it's yours, it's locked up, you don't have to worry about it. But you are going to have to put that somewhere. You're not going to be allowed to bring it into the testing center, like your phone or any personal belongings you may have. You're going to have to lock it up before you go sit down for that test. Now, can you take a break during the test? So for the math test itself, there are 2 different parts to it. There isn't a break in that test itself. But if you do happen to schedule more than one test in that day, let's say you want to do the math and the science, you'll get a break in between those 2 tests. And so you get a break in between any subject tests that you take if you schedule them in the same day. It's a 10-minute break, but you will get one. But for one individual test, like the math test, there isn't a break in the middle. So keep that in mind as you're scheduling. Now, there isn't a break in the test. The test is a certain amount of time. It's about almost 2 hours for the math test. And if you're curious how much time is left on that exam, there is actually a running clock in the upper right-hand corner of your exam. When you're looking at it, it'll tell you how much time you have left. If you don't like to see how much time you have left, I know some people don't like to do that, you can hide that clock. That way you're just going through and doing the questions. But there is a clock. You can see how much time is left. You can hide it or unhide it as you wish. Now, I said there isn't a break in one individual test like the math test, but there could be breaks in between different sessions if you take more than one test in a day. That is managed by the computer itself. Once you end a test, it kind of automatically puts you in break mode. If you choose to skip that break, you can go right ahead to the next one, but if not, you can take that and then come back whenever you're ready. It's about a 10-minute break, so please don't exceed that time. But the computer itself does manage that. So when you come and sign up for your test, you get ready to walk in and take it. I hope these pieces of information have helped you kind of ease into that a little bit. Remember, please make sure you arrive early. Earlier is better than late, definitely. That way when you come in, you're prepared and ready to go. So I hope this helps, and good luck. Hey, one more thing for all the math talkers out there. You see the red button down there? It's a subscribe button. Click it. Tell all your friends. Right down there, subscribe. Spread the word.